Samantha, how you doing?
Fabulous. Good morning. It's looking pretty outside right now, but you never can tell what's coming later.
Yeah. It's for people who don't know, Texas weather. It's like pretty close to 6 degrees out there. This time tomorrow, I think we're supposed to be in the 20s or the teens,
And it's supposed to
and
feel like
so
8.
yeah, right. It won't feel like 8 for Bill because Bill ain't going outside. So
Nope.
no,
Nope.
I'm trying to get my hat camera ready there. Hey, Samantha. So, how's the market going for you? An analogy before I ask you a question, I cut you off and start with some analogy, right? We're kind of like river boat captains. We're out in the river every day, and there's a swirl over there, so we need to do. Yeah, I don't need more. I don't know any more riverboat captain kind of things. But you and I are in the river every day. What are you seeing in the market right now?
I'm seeing a lot of people being scared. Um, the Fed has indicated they're going to increase interest rates. People, Joe Q Public, you and I included, when the Fed says they're raising interest rates, we automatically equate that to mortgage rates. But it's not. Mortgage rates aren't based off of the Fed at all. It can move mortgage rates, but when the Fed raises the rate 1/4%, it's not going to raise interest rates 1/4% for mortgages.
Right. Yeah, I was talking to some guy. I was talking to some guy, and I was talking about, okay, bonds, they're not buying, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, so does this mean interest rates could be up at 15%? I was like, no. So, no.
The market, because interest rates for mortgages are long-term, instead of that short-term Fed funds rate, it means that they're a little less volatile compared to that. We're still seeing changes, inflation, unemployment, all of those are going to affect interest rates. So
election year. I think a lot of people don't realize that this is about to be an election year. So you think the Fed wants to be blamed for any? So
the Fed's they're gonna take the blame no matter what, but it's
kind of like real estate.
it's not truly them. They are trying to head off inflation and make sure our economy stays stable. So they're doing a pretty good job. It's just, yeah.
I like what you said. People are, working, on fear or uncertainty. Of course, we don't like that. And that's what I'm seeing on my end. And it's putting a lot of psychological pressure on people that I just want to tell everybody, take a deep breath, exhale, take a deep breath, exhale. Now let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of talking, tell me about FHA loans. I want us to kind of talk about FHA loans real quick. Now, this isn't going to be some deep class on FHA loans. That's a phone call to a certain person that's on this video, and it's not me. And she can help you with the deep dive in an FHA loan. But I want to kind of touch on some of this. Why do people use FHA loans? Typically?
FHA loan is a great vehicle for several kinds of people. If you're not wanting to put a ton down, if you're wanting to put down less than 5%, which by the way is a huge misconception that you can only do a conventional loan if you put 20% down. You can put as little as 3% down, but a conventional loan is going to be much stricter. FHA gives us a lot more options. So we talk about mortgages and we talk about trying to fit everything into a box. We've got to fit everybody into this box. FHA allows you to have like little things hanging out of the box. Sometimes you might have a little tentacle hanging out of the box, or you might have somebody's leg that doesn't quite fit in the box. FHA allows us to be more outside the box. So there's a lot more leniency for credit issues. There's a lot of leniency on where your funds come from. And there's a little more leniency on your employment history. So sometimes we can have an employment history that might be a little jumpy. And we can still use that as qualifying income. So FHA is just a more lenient product. And it also allows for a little more credit leniency. So you don't have to have perfect credit.
But I want to stop right here. Does it mean that these people are a risky, bad risk, or a bad person? I think I get a lot of pushback from sellers that think an FHA loan, these people are in some form or fashion they're not going to be able to buy this house. Is that true?
Let me back that up a little bit. I mean, one of the benefits of FHA is it does have more options for people, and it allows for a greater variety of difference. But it doesn't mean they're bad borrowers. I've had 800 credit score buyers use FHA. There's a reason sometimes. Maybe they don't have enough to put down on a conventional loan. There's just a million and one reasons.
Yeah, and the last one I had, which was very recent, they're a young couple starting out life. They have student loans. She was going to go back to school part-time. And I hung out with him for a while and kind of knew him and such. He is very financial savvy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, very financially savvy. He was just at the beginning of their life. It wasn't because he was, someone that, didn't pay his car loan or something like that. Quite the opposite.
A lot of times it may be somebody who doesn't have a lot of credit. One of the things we don't teach our kids right now is the life skills of how to do their credit and how to make sure that they have good credit and how to build credit. So a lot of kids are coming out of college and they're starting their lives with no credit. And so they open a couple of things, which may cause their credit score to drop because they're not sure how to manage it. Not that they have bad credit, they just don't have enough for a conventional loan. That's a great topic for us, Bill, to go over, is talking to people about how to manage their credit. And
I think again, a good segue, because we're just going to have to be a short meeting today because somebody needs to learn to use computer equipment. But and I think you're right. We need to kind of touch on that because there is some ins and outs there. So that's a great segue into maybe next week's conversation with Samantha Jackson is, hey, let's talk about what credit scores really mean and how they affect your borrowing.
Everybody check in next week.
Yeah.
We'll have a great topic then too.
Yeah, we'll have another great topic. And again, I want to underline bold letter that Samantha here, who's about to give her phone number to us, is a great resource for you to talk about. And again, buyers, sometimes you're 6 months out or whatever. Guess who you need to be talking to right now? And it's this young lady that's sitting on here that's about to give you your phone number right now.
Absolutely. You can reach me at 254-624-4307. That's my cell phone number. So I like to tell people I'm friendliest between about 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. After that, you're on your own. But that is great advice, Bill. Start looking at your options at least 6 months prior to purchasing so that you can make those adjustments if you need to.
Yeah, as I close here, it's a process, and Samantha is part of the process that we need to get in. And back to my analogy of riverboat captains, we're going to steer your ship, your goals of real estate in the right direction, and make sure you don't get into the rocks or grounded on a sandbar. So give us a call to reach me and my team. You can call me at 254-495-5661. And we look forward to talking to Samantha again next week. And she's going to come and talk about credit issues. And so therefore you want to subscribe to this channel so that you get alerts to your YouTube about, when Samantha and I are on here to talk about real estate and how the mortgage world affects it. We will catch you guys next week. Bye now.
Forward to it. Bye-bye, Bill.
Bye.
I know you got a call.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.